Hey, I'm Batman. No, I'm not. I'm Nick Patrick. No, I'm not. I'm Dominic D'Angelo. It's Monday. It's Rumor and Innuendo. It's adfreeshows.com. I'm of SEScoops.com and Brass Ring Media. But per usual, I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplus, WE creative _ish. Robert, happy Monday. I am zooming today, baby.
I have no words. I have no words. I can't explain what is going on to the person to the left of me or right of me, depending on where you're looking at it. So we'll use the words of some of the folks who are joining us here today. Wrestling Old Head, who astutely points out it's like Punk and Cena are doing a remake of Vice Versa with Judge Reinhold. We don't talk enough about Judge Reinhold on this show. Also, that was Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage.
Wow, Fred Savage, man. Wonder Years. Were you a Wonder Years guy?
Who wasn't a Wonder Years guy? Wonder Years was an all timer. It's finally streaming now on
What?
Hulu. For the longest time, it wasn't because of music rights issues. Now I have not gone back and watched it, so I don't know if they replaced all the music or not. It was one of those shows of like, I wish it was streaming and it wasn't. So right now, my number one on that list, Ed.
Ed. Wait, that's oh. Yes, I remember that show.
Tom
Yeah.
Cavanaugh.
Yeah,
The
Tom
lawyer
Cavanaugh.
who bought a bowling alley, not to be confused with a lawyer who also dressed like a bull in Beast Mortos,
Oh
who
my.
announced that he's almost done with getting his law degree.
So, Robert, I guess I can confirm you are not Beast Mortos then.
Yes, I can confirm definitively I am not Beast Mortos.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll write that for SE Scoops later today. But
Alt Jake says, "Good morning, Arn Ayers. May have to dip out early for work, but I'm here. Way to prioritize, man. Glad
thanks
that
for doing
glad to have you here." Dre Owen says he's back from vacation and joining the live show. Dre, good to have you back here. Well, Wrestling Old Head, just throwing out the worst take ever. He said, "I love Wonder Years until the last scene of the final episode. There are few things there are few moments in life that will get you emotionally.
Oh yeah.
The last scene of the Wonder Years is one of them. Apropos another one, Field of Dreams. Field of Dreams,
Oh,
another
kind of.
one. Which, ironically enough, I'm leaving tomorrow for Iowa for the rest of the week. So
You gonna walk out of the field?
I'm not close to where the Field of Dreams field is, or else I absolutely would have gone and played baseball with you know
Ray
the
Liotta?
ghost of yes to go play baseball with the ghost of Ray Liotta. But good enough as any to wish a happy belated Father's Days to all the fathers out there.
You too,
Uh,
Robert. You too.
Thank you. Yes, that was how I started my day yesterday with a text from Dom wishing me happy Father's Day. It's the one day a year I get to sleep in, and Dom chose that as the Sunday morning to text, which I truly appreciate at 8:19 in the morning.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Robert. You know, what a better way to start off a Father's Day than that way, I think. Um, hey, what a way to start off a wrestling week. Well, end a wrestling week, I guess, because let's talk a little SmackDown. Let's do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
SmackDown was a solid 3 hour broadcast, Mister D'Angelo.
It sure was, Robert. It sure was. And we had a lot of John Cena on this show. He
You could
started off.
see a lot of John Cena.
And CM Punk said he saw through him. He's always seen through him. So did Ron Killings as well. Good stuff with these two, and three eventually with Ron Killings as well. What do you think of all this, Robert?
So I like the opening Cena promo. This idea that he is this James Bond supervillain who had to explain all the intricacies of his master plan for months and months. That he announced his retirement well in advance to set this up. That he had planned out the Elimination Chamber heel turn. That he had aligned with the Rock in advance so that he could make sure that he would win the title at WrestleMania, that he intentionally goaded Randy Orton to a match in his hometown, that he's forced CM Punk to be a hypocrite, that he planned out his bald spot. Like it's all in the works. So I liked that. I liked Cody confronting him to remind people, hey, Cody's still here and wants the title, which then brought out Randy Orton, which was great. And then it brought out LA Knight, and you thought, wow, it's great that Randy Orton's there. It is crazy when you see LA Knight next to Cody Rhodes and John Cena and Randy Orton that you're like, it's different guys on different levels.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And like just the visual of Randy Orton and his size in comparison to all the other guys in the ring, even Cena was pretty striking in a lot of ways, I thought.
Randy's deceptively large. Like he is
Yes.
a very tall man, much like Dom, much
Mhm.
like Dominic D'Angelo, who towers over competition. Randy Orton is a huge man, and it further solidified for me why I love the Fatal 4-Way matches that they're doing for this King of the Ring tournament.
Oh, explain. Okay, what made you like it so much then?
So this one match in particular, it was Randy Orton, it was LA Knight, it was Carmelo Hayes, it was Aleister Black.
Mhm.
Going into it, this is why with AEW, I say like they do a lot of tournaments that don't necessarily mean anything. These tournaments, the stories going into them, the stories coming out of them all matter. So Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes have their issue that's been going on for several weeks now. Well
Mhm.
established, makes a lot of sense. Aleister Black and LA Knight have an issue coming out of the way that LA Knight qualified for Money in the Bank. Makes a lot of sense. Randy Orton just hates everybody. Makes a lot of sense. The interference from Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed coming out of what we saw at Money in the Bank going after LA Knight made sense. And the fact that Randy Orton got the pin on LA Knight because in large part of the outside interference of Seth Rollins' group gives LA Knight further reason to be mad at Randy Orton. And then it's is Orton maybe working together with Seth? Like you've got so many directions to go coming out of this match. Super fun.
Yeah.
Love that. Love anytime they do the Randy Orton RKO from out of nowhere and him catching Carmelo Hayes in midair, which led to Hayes hitting the splash. It was just orchestrated beautifully. And I would be remiss. It's Wrestling Old Head's birthday today, so we are going to send
Oh,
a happy birthday to the Wrestling Old Head.
yes. Happy birthday, Wrestling Old Head. Boom. Always give some good takes on there. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. But happy birthday, Wrestling Old
Wait, yeah, we appreciate just about everybody on here,
Head. Yes, absolutely.
except
Hey,
Dom sometimes.
yeah, sometimes I can screw up a little bit. That's okay. Hey, look, we also had Naomi be announced, come out and cut a promo. What do you think of Naomi in this new attitude and with the Money in the Bank briefcase? I like it. I like it, Robert.
It was a good promo, and it was a good way to remind people that she did have issues with Tiffany Stratton back when Naomi was a babyface and she was trying to get the title. And Tiffany Stratton, with that briefcase, curtailed Naomi's plans. So the idea that Naomi is going to be a thorn in her side is the nice pivot. We know Naomi has an issue with Jade Cargill. We know there's whatever's going on with Naomi and Bianca Belair. And now you have this furthering her issue with Tiffany Stratton and opening the door for Nia Jax, which has got to be a big door for Nia Jax to go through so that she can in turn be the challenger for Night of Champions.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, we had a qualifying match here when it came to Jade Cargill mixing it up and she getting the win against Piper Niven. Geez, I'm trying to see who else is on here
It was
too.
Jade Cargill, Piper Niven, Nia Jax, and
And
Misha.
Misha. Yep.
I know what
So
you're thinking. How am I doing this so quickly off the top of my head? It's because I recorded an in-depth something to sports entertainment with bonus show for our Patreon fans. They are going really in depth on SmackDown. It's in Dom's inbox if he hasn't already uploaded it.
I downloaded it. It's ready. It's almost ready to go.
There you
Fine.
go, Dom. Best producer in the business, and I'm happy to be one of the people that Dom produces who's not currently expecting a child. So that's a
That's
plus.
correct.
Thankfully, it's also not Greg Gagne.
Hey, don't know. He hasn't revealed any. He might have a big announcement this week. I still gotta wait. Figure it out.
Oh, that's so gross. His weird chicken legs, it's disgusting.
Oh man.
Love Greg Gagne. He's the best. You know who's also the best is
Who?
I'm trying to think of anybody else that was on SmackDown. Get me another match.
How about Motor City Machine Guns versus the Wyatt Six?
Damn it, I hate you, Dom. I just don't care about the Wyatt Six. I want to. I try to. I get that the rest of the tag division is treating it like it's a horror movie and they're all scared of these guys. I'm so over the Wyatt Six. They were gone for a while. They're back now. They're already an annoyance and a hindrance on what's a really fun tag division. I would have rather seen Pretty Deadly.
It does do a disservice when you put all your tag teams in a predicament where it is like a horror movie. This did not. I think there was a lot of good potential for the Wyatt Six and what they could maybe do with it and have some fun with it. But like they got away from the story and more so, okay, now they're going after their titles and gold, where it's just doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense for what their purpose was starting off. So it seems shoehorned in, and it definitely takes away a little bit of the intrigue of the tag division, I think, unfortunately. So we'll
It
see what happens.
does, but I also think like the machine guns are they have such disservice with that the popcorn fart that they get for their pyro.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds it's like Gilbert-esque in how underwhelming that pyrotechnic display is for those guys. But what was also underwhelming, see,
Mhm.
I had it here, was the main event where Cody qualified for the King of the Ring, Dom.
Yes, yes, Cody did qualify for the King of the Ring. He defeated Robert, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. Gets the pin off of Nakamura, but yeah, a little bit not as good as the first match, that's for sure.
Wasn't as good as the first. Like I think part of it is we have to pretend that Nakamura is a main eventer still, which we know he's a main eventer in the way Lance Archer is a main eventer.
He's been put in that role, hasn't he?
He's
Yeah.
been put into that role, and that's fine. And he doesn't seem to really mind. He's getting paid. He doesn't have to work a very strenuous, rigorous schedule, and it was fine. Cody overcoming is like this Hogan-esque character could potentially have some backlash for him, Dom.
You think so?
I do, and I think it's also funny because they're turning CM Punk into John Cena, which he openly acknowledged.
Yeah, that was pretty fascinating. To double back real quick on that whole opening segment and stuff, I did
Well,
think,
they remember you got two segments with CM Punk.
yeah.
Or sorry, with John Cena.
Oh, that's true. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we didn't even cover that. Yeah, that's a good point. So I thought that was I loved it. I loved a lot of that content. It made the stakes of Night of the Champions, where it's in Saudi Arabia, and you almost feel like it's an afterthought in a lot of ways because it's in Saudi Arabia. Kind of it built up for a little bit more. And I mean, Robert, do you think there's like the dog whistles going on when it comes to like, hey, CM Punk being a hypocrite with Saudi, and then Punk, Cena being a hypocrite in his own right, kind of thing? Do you go along with that too?
I think that it's them trying to find a way to get CM Punk over there without totally making him look a complete hypocrite, which is hey, if you want this title shot, you're going to have to do the thing that you don't want to have to do. And he's going to do it. And he's doing it because he wants to save John Cena's soul. They talked about Star Wars at one point,
Yes.
and the idea that he's trying to redeem John, and then also pointing out the idea that John stole his bit. He stole his gimmick. He's now suddenly John Cena is the guy that's going to ruin wrestling and leave with the belt, when that was what CM Punk did twice.
Hey,
Don't do that noise.
so
That's brutal.
sorry.
It's
Did
hurt.
you so did this get you a little bit more invested into the match coming up,
It
or
was fun. I thought
yeah?
it was fun. It was fine. Like they also addressed the R-truth of it all by having Ron Killings attack John twice and then setting up the match for this week's SmackDown. So you're going to get the Ron Killings John Cena match, which, since I will not be here for the rest of the week, my prediction on that one is going to be that we will get a CM Punk interference so that Ron Killings can get the pin on John Cena. I believe it's a non-title match, so Ron can get his revenge, and it further pushes the John Cena CM Punk feud forward.
Ooh, I like it, Robert. I
That's the
like
way
it.
to do it.
Yes. Wrestling Old Dad says, is Ron Killings already going back to our truth TKO? Heard the crowd chant, let's go Killings, and immediately reverted back to the truth. What do you think, Robert? Is that
They've been kind of using both. They refer to him as R-Truth. They've referred to him as Ron Killings. We'll see. Joe Tessitore did use both names, and I am excited that hopefully Joe Tessitore will be calling the UF Texas football game, with which I just got tickets to for this
Oh,
this October. The Gators taking on the Texas Longhorns in the swamp.
do you think we're going to see Arch Manning?
I think there's a chance we might. I think there's a chance you might see Matthew McConaughey make an appearance in Gainesville.
Ooh, all right, all right, all right.
Don't do that. No, we're it was a firmly pure Gator podcast here, but I was excited. I just got the confirmation that I will be in attendance. Hopefully, Tessitore will be there. Hopefully, by some miracle, it'll be a college game day game and get to see McAfee.
Ooh, man, a whole lot of wrestling getting involved, getting mixed up.
I'm trying to tie it back in, but we're going to see Pat McAfee potentially, which is tonight on Raw from Green Bay, Wisconsin, home of Mr. Kennedy.
That's correct. Did you work with
Kennedy?
Kennedy? Did you work with him when
Created Mr. Kennedy?
You did.
That was part of my thing, was getting to help develop the Mr. Kennedy character. The microphone drop from the ceiling was my pitch.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
That was my favorite guy to write for. I loved Mr. Kennedy. Yes.
Man.
He was Mr. Anderson, and then they made him Mr. Kennedy, and then to appeal to Vince's ego was the idea of, well, at Madison Square Garden, where you obviously were so instrumental, Vince. You had Howard Finkel with the microphone coming down from the ceiling. What an iconic thing! So I pitched it to Dusty, and this is the guy's name, Dusty loved it. Dusty was like, he was gonna, baby, I'm going to back you on this one. This is a great idea, man. You got that microphone coming down from the ceiling like Mr. Howard Finkel, but he gonna have hair on his head. He got that bleach blonde, beautiful hair. The good man, love that, Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy, say it twice, just as nice.
Okay, one follow up too. So when they changed the name to Kennedy, was that to appease Vince too in his middle?
Yes, the idea, because Wrestling Old Head points out here. Did you want Kennedy to be revealed as Vince's son? I was in the room and we mapped this whole storyline out. The idea was it was a multi-year storyline arc. It was one of those moments where you're sitting there. Yes, I realized that I turned into Boomhauer at one point there. Thank you, Alt Jake, for Dusty Boomhauer. I just drank coffee. It's very hard to do the Dusty voice like that. The plan, what Vince was sitting there, we got market research back that revealed two things. They paid for market research. When I'm in that room and I could have just been like, hey, just ask the guy who watches your show. They're like, wrestling fans want two things. They want long-term storylines and they want more of the McMahons. And I was like, well, 1 out of 2.
That ain't bad.
But the idea was that we were going to do Triple H versus John Cena at WrestleMania. That was going to end with Triple H winning the world title, and winning it because we were going to reveal on air, Dom, that he's married to Stephanie McMahon.
What?
And that you were going to have Vince come out and Linda come out and Shane come out and realize the reformed McMahon family was united to take down John Cena. And then the idea was going to be that somebody had taken out Vince McMahon in a limousine explosion. Oh. And that it was going to be a detective was going to need to be brought in. And that detective was going to be Detective Mick Foley, who was going to lead the investigation, only to reveal that it was in fact Mick who took out Vince, because he found out that Vince was going to leave the company to Triple H, who is an evil, dastardly bastard of a man, who is a sadistic person, who was the one that ended Mick Foley's career. And then it was going to be revealed in a power play that Vince, when they thought Vince was dead, that they found out that Vince had an illegitimate son, who in fact was going to be Mr. Kennedy.
My goodness.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
And in the end, there was a wellness policy violation, and then the Benoit situation necessitated the end of the Vince McMahon limo explosion, and we wound up with Hornswoggle. So when I say that they do have long-term plans, and then they never come to fruition, it's like, we tried. We tried, guys.
The attempt was made, everyone.
Everyone tried, and it would have been the perfect fit. And speaking of perfect fits, Dom, Father's Day was yesterday, but that doesn't mean that you still can't get Dad the perfect gift If he didn't like that tie you got him, or he didn't like that weird cologne or soap on a rope or whatever it is, you can still get him a gift he's going to love, and that comes to us from The Perfect Jeans. I discovered my new favorite brand, The Perfect Jean. After falling in love with this, I had to get a pair for my dad. I actually did get what his actual size is. It's been ordered. It's going to be here in a couple weeks. The reason why this is so great is they got a number of different sizes, a number of different lengths, a number of different fits, a number of different colors. He literally came to my house yesterday. I kid you not, in acid wash jeans that he found in the back of his closet, dude. He heard it was vintage, it was back, but I was like, that's a terrible idea. So that necessitated, hey, we got your Father's Day gift. It's great. I'm getting you a second one, and I'm using that promo code because for a limited time only, myself and all of our listeners get 15% off their order plus free shipping. Just head to theperfectgene.nyc or Google the perfect June and Gene and use code rumor15 for 15% off at checkout. It is time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectgene.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use that code rumor15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code rumor15. After your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Rumor and Innuendo supported or sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect jean.
Boom. Get them. I got mine on right now.
Please stop showing us your pants.
Show some leg, everybody. Show some
You
leg.
got another graphic up there for our friends
right.
at Ridge.
Oh, never mind. Oh.
Whom we love. And I do have my Ridge wallet. I'm excited. So this is a free plug because we haven't got to the Ridge wallet plug today, but because I'm flying tomorrow. Having the Ridge wallet and just being able to just pop out your license is so easy. Stop pulling things out of your pants. It's not that kind of show.
Hey, will Raw be that kind of show though tonight, Robert?
Yes, Raw will be that kind of show where you're going to want to pull something out of your pants. I guess. What?
We have King of the Ring
What
tournament.
happened to this show, man? It's a family-friendly program. Save it for when Marcus fills in.
Oh man, yeah, it could be this week.
Yes, the marital widowmaker as he's ended the Lady Frost marriage.
Oh my god! Oh,
Pass his stuff on a pole.
We have Sheamus taking on Rusev, taking on Bronson Reed and Jey Uso. Who you pinning down for this match here, Robert?
Man, the fact that you could get to a Jey Uso Cody Rhodes match with the idea that Jey Uso is gonna get bitter. You know, he would have been focused on being a champion except for the fact that he was trying to help Sami Zayn. He would have been champion except for the fact that he got involved in the Seth Rollins situation. He would have been champion except for the fact that he took a tsunami trying to bail his friends out. He would have been champion if it wasn't for the fact that he got put into a tag team match where he took that acai moonsault through an announce table. And he would have been champion if he was able to focus solely on facing Gunther on Raw last week, a well-rested Gunther. And now he is not champion. Rikishi, not a happy man.
No.
And now you could do Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. So I have a feeling we may get Jey Uso winning this year. Or there is a scenario where Bronson Reed wins it because of Braun Breaker interference.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very true too. Man, Robert, they need to get you on the horn again, I think, for some writing input. We have a Queen of the Ring tournament match as well, Robert. It is Asuka making her return, taking on Ivy Nile, taking on Stephanie Vacour and Raquel Rodriguez. You gonna give Asuka the run here?
Yeah, I think Asuka makes the most sense out of the four of them. She's back. You want to give her a little momentum. You want to give her that push. It is kind of interesting that they quietly dissolve Damage Control.
Oh, good point.
So the idea that you could do Asuka versus the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky.
Yeah. Huh? That's intriguing. I tell you what, though, Stephanie Vacour, she looked pretty good with the crown too, though.
She would be tough with the horn on her head.
That is a good, fair point.
She's got those horns. There's a lot of inappropriate jokes I could make, but I will save that for Working Stiff with myself and Scott Chaplin, where that's more the vibe. Instead, here, it's a chance for us every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern to give you all of the news that's fit to not print. And next week, when I'm back next Wednesday, we're going to have a special third man who's going to be joining us for a weekly segment, which I'm super excited about. I'm excited that I'll be leaving you in Dominic D'Angelo's capable hands with some of the amazing guest stars that he's got lined up, while I am in the slightly less than amazing world of Iowa,
Ooh, man.
the land that gave us Seth Rollins.
Yes.
So when I come back next week, I will be dressed in my disco finest, talking like this all the time.
Can't wait.
I realize that he's slowly turning into the lady from Monsters Inc.
Oh my God, you're right.
Mike Wazowski. I'm gonna cash in the money in the bank briefcase.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, now I won't be able to escape out of that when I hear Seth talk.
Did you just say escape?
Yep.
All right. I love it. We're back to the 90s. We're just throwing X's into everything. Congrats again to Rob Van Dam on why are you doing you had nothing to do with it.
I'm just
hope
helping
not.
out. Moral support.
Yes, Rob Van Dam, Katie Forbes having a baby. Dom hosts a podcast with Rob that drops when, Dom?
Today, it's up. The latest episode we talk about. Katie and Rob make that announcement. You can hear it right now at everydtv.com. So check it out. Congrats to Rob and Katie.
Congrats to Rob and Katie. Congrats to Greg Gagne on hopefully knocking someone up, potentially, maybe. That seems to be the rumor and innuendo.
Yeah.
And I do like, yes, All Jake says, wait, Dom's seen like no movies, but he's seen Monsters, Inc.
No, that was many moons ago, but yes.
There is a great running gag on, there's the TV show Adults on FX that I wound up kind of binging, which is fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. And there was a joke where they kept referencing movies and like, oh, have you seen that? No. But they'll reference the movie, but they're like, oh, I saw the trailer.
But I knew the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, you look like in Casablanca. You've seen Casablanca? No, but I've seen the trailer. I feel like that fits Dom's wheelhouse perfectly. So Dom will be here for the rest of the week, and you can still catch us on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative_ISH X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, the @SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on ad-free shows and Rumor and Innuendo. Dom, I get that it was more of a cameo this week than a full-time appearance, but I will be tuning in whenever I can from Iowa, watching on my phone. I suggest you all do it too. If I could chime in the comments, I absolutely will. So on behalf of the man who said he's not Batman, yet I've never seen him at night, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Boy, I wish I had the money like Batman did.